and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast.
Who cares about Derek Zoolander? Anyway, the man has only one look, for Christ's sake. Lucille, Ferrari, Latifah, they're all the same face. Does anybody notice this? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
What up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the You Gonna Eat That Crust podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Wilson, and with me today, co-host Seamus Rogers. Seamus, how you doing today?
Whoop. Afternoon delight. I'm good.
Fantastic.
I'm well.
That's great. I'm happy to hear that. Also with me, perpendicular to my left, all around you, the one, the only, the incomparable, Greg Hoey. How you doing today, Greg?
I'm doing awesome. I actually picked up a new hobby today. Just hit the old Amazons, and I wanted to let you guys know and the old pod know what I'm getting into. Oh yeah, no. It does involve the fingers though. I'm gonna be a professional fingerboarder.
What does that mean? Like those little tiny skateboards?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Cool. I love your dreams.
Okay. If the podcast fails, I'm going to be doing sweet fucking videos, doing those 50-50 grinds. I don't know, 360 flips. I'm getting it.
Well, I want you to pursue your dreams. It can only help the podcast, to be honest.
Yeah, for sure.
When you get sick finger flipping skills.
I've been watching a lot of videos, and these fucking things are awesome, I gotta say. Don't knock it till you try it. And, yeah, dude, I got that shit on the way. I'm pumped. I got a little ramp. I got a board.
Can you do a tip flip?
I hope so. I'm gonna grind the tip.
So, you're dreaming big and small at the same time. It's very impressive.
Yeah. I just want to save that for you guys. I don't want to let anybody know. You guys need to know first.
He's living within his means.
Hey, life in Maine is great. I'm loving it. I'm doing things. I'm fixing lawnmowers. I'm gonna become a professional fingerboarder.
But do you have 2 chainsaws?
Probably.
What about a broken down ride-on lawnmower?
Nah, bro. That's push. I pushed this whole thing today, and I sold lemonade for 25 cents on the side of the road.
All right, Greg. Well, we actually had a state meeting about you coming to Maine, and the board unanimously voted to oust you, and you're no longer welcome in Maine.
Yo, I just got my real ID.
Damn.
Well, I haven't got it yet, but, it's in the mail.
Speaking of broken down riding lawnmowers, I just got rid of mine at the scrapyard. I think I got like $7 for it.
I would have gave you 8.
I just got sick of dealing with it, and it was just, I don't have Greg's lawnmower skills. He would have bought it for 8 and flipped it up and turned it around and sold it for 18.
You know what
I'm like the lawnmower man, like Job.
You know what they call that down here in May, Greg? We call it dickering. What you do is you go pick yourself up at Uncle Henry's and you dicker that. You got to dicker the lawnmower, Greg.
Do a little dicker then. Yeah. If it doesn't work right away, you got to give it a little dickering.
I know all about it.
I got addicted to this fucking show on Amazon called Downey's Dickerin', and it's all about fucking all these backwoods Maine guys who go and fucking buy Uncle Henry's every Tuesday, and they look for fucking barns that need to be fucking repaired, and then they take all the shit out of the barn and flip it and sell it, and really inspiring show.
Sounds shady.
For dickering.
So they go and offer. Do they repair for free when they get what they take?
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, it's just dickering, Seamus. They dicker a deal. They're like, tell you what, I'll fix up those broken stairs in your barn. And
what if the owner doesn't agree and they have a dickery do?
Yes, is this hickory dickory do? Is this what's going on?
Guys, dickering is an art, okay? Yeah, they don't always meet, nose to nose on their deals, but they'll figure something out to dicker the best deal that they can dicker. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are here to talk to you about villains. That's right, villains all throughout movie and book and video game history, and this is what we're going to talk about today. So strap in, light a Dubitron, and let's talk about some evil shit.
It's 4:20 for us, but it's going to be probably 5:20 when this comes out.
Totally,
I'm guessing.
Yeah, it's going to be the future past.
Yep.
Like X-Men.
But just like protect yourself back, get in the astral plane, go back in time to 4:20, roll up a Dubitron, light it up, and get with us.
Project yourself into the Dupa train.
All aboard.
Oh, shit. All right, well, I'm excited to talk about this one, guys. Obviously, villains are, you can't have a hero without a good villain. So, who wants to, I'm going to say, Greg, why don't you get us rolling on the topic of villains today? Who's a villain that you're particularly fond of?
Okay, this one is a triple threat. Young, old, for me, it's a TV, movie, and a book. It's Pennywise the Clown. And the book was insane. Like, I reread it when they redid the movies, and it's just...
terrifying. He's way scarier than Freddy Krueger.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. And...
which one's funnier?
Oh, Freddy Krueger's funnier. Come on now.
I don't know.
Krueger has those one-lines.
Pennywise has those one-liners as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're like very comparable.
Yeah. Does he have the delivery
He's
that
he's
Robert
a
Englund
clown.
has?
He's a clown. Of course he does.
That's true.
Robert Englund has a swagger that I think Pennywise lacks.
Like when he was like mocking fucking like Billy Boy, like mocking his stutter and shit.
Doesn't mean he might have gone into the wrong career before he got burned to death. He may have been a great clown.
Oh, he didn't get burned to death, did he? No, he was like he's
Krueger.
an alien. Oh yeah. Yeah,
Krueger,
gotcha.
bro.
I gotcha. Well, he was a child molester, so.
Oh, well, they should all be burnt.
Yeah. Or I'm pretty sure that was Krueger's deal, right? He was a child molester?
I think so. Or was he misunderstood, or was he actually one? Or did
Side note villain slash in there.
Well, they did they did that stupid ass reboot there with the guy who played fucking Rorschach in Watchmen, and in that he was a child like diddler, but in the I would say the canon Nightmare on Elm Street, he was just a child killer. I say just, but I don't mean like that's a big deal.
Child killers just as bad, and they should burn as well.
Teenage killer, actually.
Sure.
He waited till there was,
teens are fucking annoying. He gets a little slack there.
Yeah.
You mean a little slash there?
Yeah, he did it. You're right. Now that I think about it, okay. Pennywise did have great lines, but
but Pennywise was an alien, like you said. He just didn't know how to deliver.
Yeah. I thought, but the obviously the old school with Tim Curry, it was kind of cheesy, but it was cool for its time. The book was obviously badass, and even the newer movies were cheesy, and some of the CGI was cheese, but I still liked it.
It was the first movie I ever went to that had a standing ovation after I watched the first It in the theater. It had a
standing ovation?
Yeah, man, I never seen that shit before.
That's bizarre.
Well, we saw it on opening day or the day after, and there was a lot of hype around it.
There was a lot of serial killers in that theater.
Now, I remember there was hype about it. People were pumped. 'Cause I remember I was fucking pumped. The trailer was
the remake creepy. Or the original?
The remake. The original was on TV.
Okay. Yeah, it was a miniseries, right?
Yeah. But yeah, Pennywise the Dancing Clown. If you guys have if you've watched the show or seen the remakes, you should definitely read the books.
Dude, I read the book in seventh grade.
I'm not talking to you guys. I'm talking to the audience. If you haven't read the books,
no, I know. I was way too young to read that book when I read it. But that book is fucked.
It's so fucking. Oh yeah, dude. Especially the the fucked up sex scene and shit.
Yeah, and it's long
But
as fuck too, dude. That book
It is, yeah. It's like a 900 pager.
You know what? Stephen King, like, we talked about albums, and Melancholy was one of my favorite albums. At the time when I was first listening to Melancholy, when it first came out, I was reading The Talisman by Stephen King.
Great book.
And like, sometimes when I hear the songs from Melancholy, it reminds me of The Talisman. It was a cool book, especially when I was a teenager reading that shit.
I know that I read in the past like month or so that's finally greenlit to be a movie.
Oh, cool.
Really?
Yeah, like Steven Spielberg had the rights to it like right after the book came out, and I don't know if he relinquished them or if he's still involved, but yeah, I know that's either going to be a mini series or a movie for sure.
Should be a mini series. Can't
Stephen
tell
King.
one movie.
Stephen King's kind of getting his thing now again too. He's getting a lot of this shit.
You know, I guess I'm going to jump ship here and just say like my pick is Walter Paddock, aka Randall Flagg, aka the Man in Black. He's the main protagonist in The Stand and the main protagonist in the Dark Tower books, and he's pretty much rife all throughout Stephen King's universe. Like he has
like an interdimensional wizard.
He is. He has 100 different aliases, and he's a badass fucking villain, dude. And
he's like Rick from Rick and Morty.
Totally.
He's not, like galactic police are after him.
Yeah. I was so psyched when the Dark Tower movie came out because that's one of my all-time favorite book series, and I was pretty psyched to see that Matthew McConaughey was going to play the Man in Black, and then the movie was just a flaming trash pile. And
it was awful.
I should have expected the disappointment. I mean, I thought Idris Elba was great, but
I like him. I like that guy. He's a great actor, But yeah, I mean, even the last book sucked.
I didn't even read any of them, so I didn't realize I was the same character from The Stand. So thank you for ruining that for me. The
Gunslinger, the original, was raw, a lot of action, gritty. Wasn't great writing, but I don't know, it just had something to it. And then he built upon it, and the next few books were amazing. And then he just kind of gave up on it in the last book and just threw a fucking piece of shit in the toilet.
I don't know. I disagree. He started writing that book in 1969, and so there was a long lapse between when he wrote that book and then he wrote The Drawing of Three is one of the craziest, coolest books I've ever read in my life.
That's what I'm saying. He evolved as a writer through that series.
Yeah, I think so too. And it even took him getting hit by that van or whatever when he was jogging that day and almost dying to finish those fucking books, dude. And it's even referenced in the books, he's part of that whole accident as part of the series. And I mean, it was just crazy that I don't know. And he's pretty much, the whole thing is just everything's a loop pretty much, and time is a circle, and that's kind of the whole.
George R.R. Martin, take notes. Stephen King finishes his works.
So that's great. All right, so Seamus, how about you? What do you got? What do you got for a villain you want to talk about?
I want to talk about Vizzini from The Princess Bride, played by Wallace Shawn. Inconceivable! The witty, pompous, shrewd little villain who had his henchmen as Andre the Giant and the Spaniard. What was his name? I forget.
It's the Toyo Montango or some shit like that.
You killed my father.
But yeah, man.
You've beaten my giant, which means you're exceptionally strong. So you could have put the poison in your own goblet, trusting on your own strength to save you. So I can clearly not choose the wine in front of you. But you've also bested my Spaniard, which means you must have studied. And in studying, you must have learned that man is mortal. So you would have put the poison as far from yourself as possible. So clearly I cannot choose the wine in front of me.
That's one of the all-time great scenes, man. I just watched that movie I don't know, a couple months ago too, and I mean it holds up. I watched it with my kids, and we all enjoyed the shit out of it.
Yeah, they liked it.
Oh yeah, man, it's hilarious. I mean,
it's a great movie.
Yeah,
too many
look at he's reading to a child in bed, telling the story.
Not just any child. It's fucking Fred Savage, bro.
That's right.
Yeah, the mole.
So Andre the Giant could really, really drink.
Oh, yeah.
Three bottles of cognac and 12 bottles of wine reportedly made him just a little tipsy. When the cast would go out for dinner, Andre, who according to Robin Wright, would order 4 appetizers, 5 entrees, would drink out of a 40-ounce beer pitcher filled with a mix of liquors, a concoction he called the American. So when Reiner and Goldman met Andre, then a famous wrestler, at a bar in Paris, I brought him up to the hotel room to audition him. He read his 3-page scene. I couldn't understand one word he said, Reiner recalled. I go, oh my God, what am I going to do? He's perfect physically for the part, but I can't understand him. So he recorded his entire part on tape, exactly how he wanted to do, and he studied the tape, and he got pretty good. I guess he had to work really hard to get his lines in.
Word. You're
gonna need some editing there, Ryan.
Yeah, he also could allegedly polish off a case of beer at a time as well. So, I mean, props to you, Andre.
Yeah, R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Yeah, he was a cool fucking guy, too.
Also, Wallace Shawn, who was perfect for the part, but they originally wanted Danny DeVito, and I guess Shawn was racked with insecurity. He was convinced that he was going to be fired, and he was just didn't think he'd live up to what Danny would have been able to do. But I think he did an amazing job. He's iconic in that film.
Yeah, he's like Danny DeVito light, so I guess I can see that.
Right.
Inconceivable.
All right, Greg, who else you got in mind you want to talk about tonight?
All right, this guy brought the J.C. Penney into town. I'm talking about Brad Wesley from Roadhouse.
Roadhouse.
Just the business tycoon bringing in J.C. Penney's and many other stores. Have you seen this movie, Ryan?
I haven't seen Roadhouse since I was 10.
Okay. Me either. I don't even remember it.
Oh man, so there's this one scene I remember with this villain. He like I said, he's this old business tycoon, and he thinks he owns the town, and he's just driving down the middle of the street. He's just driving down the middle of the street, and people are fucking driving out of his way, and he doesn't even fucking bat an eye. He's like, yeah, it's fucking hilarious. You should give that movie a watch again. It's pretty crazy.
Sure, I just remember that from Sundays. It'd be like TNT. Movies for guys who like movies. And I always be like Roadhouse and a fucking Steven Seagal movie back to back.
Hell right, yeah.
You want to see someone run like a little pussy and break people's wrists and then tune in for some fucking...
Are you talking about Steven Seagal?
I'm talking about Steven Seagal, yeah.
Dude will whoop your ass.
Okay,
he would take you by the wrist and give you an ass whooping.
That's fine.
Arrest you legally.
That's fine, but then I'd be like, all right, fine, you can beat my ass, but now let's run and see who laughs at who. And even though I'm the fat guy...
He's 60 years old.
I don't give a shit, dude. Watch him run in any of his movies, and you won't be able to look at him the same.
He doesn't need to run. You want him, you come to him.
Yeah, he'll throw a fucking knife at your back.
Or catch you with his fucking ponytail. You try to run.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he
doesn't have it anymore.
I'm pretty sure Steven Seagal is caught up in quite the snafu right now, so maybe let's not put him on a fucking heroic pedestal.
I'm not.
He's a piece of shit and he's fat
now. Not saying he's a character model, but he was a legit black belt and he used to spar with Chuck Norris.
Yeah, he would break your arm just by looking at you.
Yeah, whatever. Speaking of fat,
I bet he could do a tip flip with his ponytail. On one of those micro boards that Greg's going to be famous for.
Oh, fingerboards.
Fingerboard.
I want to talk. Speaking of actors who got fat, all right? Obviously, you guys remember Russell Crowe in Gladiator, right? I mean, like a perfect human specimen. Like, holy shit, this dude's cut as fuck. Well, I watched this movie the other night called Unhinged with Russell Crowe, and he's like Chris Farley fat now.
Yeah, I saw a movie recently with him. He was super fat. I don't remember what it was.
It's sad, man. I bet he can't even watch Gladiator anymore. I bet he get mad upset. He's like, I used to be beautiful.
Sometimes you just don't want to do it anymore and just give me the cake.
He probably looks in the mirror and says, am I not overfed?
I will say the movie was pretty good.
Should I get out of bed?
Should I get out of bed? Yeah.
Shit. All right, I guess for me, I kind of want to talk about T-1000 next.
It's a good villain, too.
Played by fucking Robert Patrick. I mean, shit, man. He was so cold and lifeless during that movie. He was crazy. Plus, he could change his hands into knives and stabbing weapons. And what wasn't to love?
You could chase down a running vehicle.
Dude, turn into people.
Chase down a running vehicle, turn his hands to crowbars, and jump on the back of the car.
Yes, Wolfie's fine.
Your foster parents are dead.
Like it looked like you could emulate your voice.
It was he was nuts, man. He was fucking.
I used to worked with a guy.
Say it, you can't.
Who actually looked like him. It was funny.
You Robert Patrick looking motherfucker.
Still a good friend of mine, but I used to say he used to look just like him.
Sure. And I, watching T-1000, it slightly lets me forgive Robert Patrick for ruining the X-Files. Once he came on the show, it kind of turned into a pile of shit. But anyhow, we're not talking about the X-Files today. We're talking about T-1000. And
maybe he's a villain for the X-Files. Huh?
No, he played some cop, Doggart or some shit like that.
But
I remember seeing Terminator when I was fucking super little. Like, I don't know, my parents didn't give a fuck what I watched. And they're like, here, this is Terminator, son, watch this. So here's like, 7-year-old me like, this is awesome. And then I saw Terminator 2 in the theaters, and man.
Blew you away.
Totally. I mean, dude, the special effects are still fucking good as fuck, dude.
I remember, some years ago, after Terminator 2 had been out for a long time. I remember my ex and her two boys, and we had split up. And I had them over at my house, I think, for sleepover, because, I was really close to them, so we still hung out. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to show these kids T2. and they fucking loved it.
Nice.
It was awesome. I'm like, yeah, I know.
Hey, what was that song on Terminator 2?
You Could Be Mine.
You could be mine. Oh, we knew it was.
Dude,
we're bringing it back.
All right, you gotta actually hit the notes if you're gonna bring that up.
Well, I can't hit that. You think I'm hitting Axl notes?
None of us are.
Yeah. Edit that.
Axl holds some sort of record for being able to hit more notes than any other singer in U.S. history.
Edit that auto tune into that.
More than Freddie Mercury? I thought he was
more than more. He can hit notes that Mariah Carey can't hit, dog.
You know what? I think I should read that.
More than Jimmy Papa Lee?
Well, I'm not saying Jimmy Papa Lee is a monotone singer, but
he's got a pretty interesting voice, actually. He's no Shannon Hoon.
What does that have to do with Terminator 2?
All right.
He could be mine. I don't know.
Well,
how would we know?
What do you think it'd sound like if Jimmy Papa Lee got hit with that fucking little grenade launcher they had? He would be like, "Ow, T-1000," like.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, exactly.
He'd probably be like, "Show me your tits, T-1000."
Yeah.
Whose tits do you want to see?
Right? He could make any tits you wanted. If only you could make friends with the T-1000. Fuck blow-up dolls.
All right, Seamus, that brings us to you. What do you got for the next villain you'd like to discuss?
I guess I'm going to go with Mugatu, Zoolander, Will Ferrell.
Nice.
Who cares about Derek Zoolander? Anyway, the man has only one look, for Christ's sake. Blue Steel, Ferrari, Latigra, they're all the same face. Does anybody notice this? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. I invented the piano key necktie. I invented it. What have you done, Derek? Nothing. What have you done? Nothing. Nothing.
So yeah, Mugatu's the man. Good movie.
Yeah. I haven't seen the second one yet.
I think I watched it. It was, I don't know.
Oh my god, you almost.
I don't remember any of it. Either I fell asleep or I wasn't into it.
Sure.
Or what? But the first one was great.
You clearly have a lot of passion for this character, Seamus.
Yeah.
I'm glad you had 2 weeks to rehearse that.
It's funny. I did actually try to read it once or twice. It sounded nothing like that. Let's hope that one made the cut. Also, I'm always worried about my neighbors. Like, I need to soundproof my room. They'd be like, "What is going on?" They call the cops.
I'm just podcasting. I'm podcasting.
Let me live my life. Nah, they probably wouldn't even worry, but they'd probably be like, "What is he talking about?"
All right. Well, Greg, how about you? Anyone you want to talk about tonight?
Yeah, we'll keep it comedy. I'm going to go Gavin Belson, Silicon Valley.
Oh, great one.
Yeah. That dude made that show. I mean, the whole cast of that show was great.
There was just so many. Yeah, the cast was amazing.
Yeah, but he just destroyed me. Everything. He was one of the funniest characters in the show.
It was. They were all good. Even the boring tall guy, assistant guy, was just funny.
Oh, that guy's hilarious. Zach Woods. That guy's fucking crazy.
They were all great. Great casting.
Have you guys seen what Kumail Nanjiani looks like now?
Oh yeah, he's fucking ripped.
Dude, he's fucking looks like fucking.
Oh
Hugh
yeah, I
Jackman.
saw that. Wasn't he in like a magazine cover? Or something?
Yeah, he basically looks like me. It's crazy. That's all that fingerboarding I've been doing. It's just really strength, my upper body strength. It's giving it to me.
I feel like you have a giggity goggity arm. What the fuck's his name?
Quagmire?
Yeah, Quagmire. After all your finger flips, you're gonna.
Oh, after when he's jerking off and he discovers the internet. What the fuck?
Yeah.
What's internet porn? And then he comes out, he's Peter, yeah, and he just goes aside, his fucking arms just fucking pulsing, fucking veins coming out of it.
Like Morty in that episode where Rick injects him something, he smashed over in the Thunderdome.
Oh man, this show's fucking ridiculous.
But yes, I feel like I would be very impressed if you could ambidextrously tip flip with your left hand.
We'll see. I mean, it looks pretty hard. You should watch these videos. It's pretty crazy. I'm not, I'm hoping to be a professional, but I'm it could be just a hobby. I don't know.
If I have time, I've got lots of videos with tentacles in it. I gotta catch up on.
Yeah, I got a lot of shit going on. I got a lot of irons in the fire.
Greg, I gotta ask: is this some sort of midlife crisis? You'll do anything for fame at this point?
No.
It's because you're 40, right? I get it. I'm 40. I'm hip. I'm cool. I'm relevant. I fingerboard.
I don't need to fingerboard, and trust me, I don't think fingerboard makes me cool or hip at all.
Greg, I don't think you're too old to play with toys on YouTube and give them ratings.
Yeah, me neither. I'm like Tom Hanks and Big. I don't get it.
You could make some money. You could be a YouTube sensation. Play with the toys. Finger bang those toys.
Listen, I've just seen these videos and it's fucking been hilarious. And I needed it. It was cheap. And yeah, I have to put this thing together. There's mini trucks and mini wheels and fucking mini bearings. And
every magician needs to practice and set a stage.
Tell you what, Greg, I actually got my kids a kit last Christmas, and if you want to compare notes with them or whatever, I'm happy to set something up.
But anyways,
let's talk about John Doe from the movie Seven. I miss Kevin Spacey, guys. It's too bad he's a fucko, but
he's a monster in his own right.
He was a great villain. I guess in real life he was a villain as well. Well, allegedly, but
anywho, he was awesome in Seven. I guess more of the shit he did was awesome in Seven, but I feel like he wasn't in it very much at all. But
because he was the elusive murderer.
He was. When he fed that guy to death, man, holy shit, that was a disgusting scene.
Gluttony.
Yeah, that was a tough one. And the guy's fucking in the room with all the fucking air fresheners hanging up everywhere, just tied to the bed, starving to death. That wouldn't be a fun way to go.
I mean, you would think being, starved to death would be cool at first. Oh, this is gonna be sweet. I can eat whatever I want. I'm gonna have all this sweet. Am I gonna eat this crust? Yeah. And then all that crust, and then he just died from eating that crust.
And then you have no crust.
Yeah.
And then
And
what?
just days of hunger. Being tied to the bed, you can't even move around, do nothing. Fuck that. I'd take burning.
Ugh, fuck that. I'd rather eat to death than die. At least it's delicious.
Not eating death, I starved.
Oh, this other guy ate to
We
death.
starved before.
Either way is gonna suck, guys. I mean, that guy. I feel like that guy was just eating like pasta with ragu on it. That shit gets old real quick. Plus, the movie spawned like one of my all-time favorite things to holler. Oh, come on, man! What's in the box? What's in the box, man? What's in the box? And there's never a bad time to yell that, no matter where you are.
What's in the box? Oh, it's a fingerboard set with a little ramp here and a couple deck setups.
See, JT told me it was a dick in the box.
Dick in the box.
See, I almost, speaking of Kevin Spacey, Kaiser Soze is I didn't pick him, but I considered him.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
He's notable for sure. He had a gravitas that he brought to villain roles, which
For sure. Even what was that gambling movie? He started out like his friend, but then he was.
Oh yeah, but that was bullshit. The book was, but that was 21.
Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely made him more of a villain in the movie. But I guess that was him, so he was the villain.
It's because he's a villain and he plays well
Yep.
as a villain.
it's because he had that southern charm behind everything he said. And now, whatever that show was where he was the president was fucking crazy too. He had some truly despicable lines in that show.
House of Cards?
Yeah, House of Cards. Yeah.
The scandal erupted during House of Cards, and they just like killed him off, and then had one more season. But I don't think it went well for them.
Southern Charm wasn't getting him any further.
No, it only gets you so far.
Look at here, boy. You're doing it all wrong. You gotta diddle it like this.
Rest in peace, Kevin Spacey. All right, fucking Seamus, what do you got for us?
I'm going with Ernie McCracken from Kingpin, Bill Murray.
Oh shit! Great choice.
Great
Yeah.
hair.
Now they comb over. Actually, or it was a toupee or something, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
But actually, Woody Harrelson, I guess he shaved his head and grew an actual comb over to play Roy.
You got Munson.
I guess Woody Harrelson was Peter Farrelly's roommate. I didn't know that when he was filming Chairs.
Oh shit.
Yeah, the Farrelly brothers made some great movies.
Yeah, for
They made
sure.
Dumb and Dumber, right?
Yep.
Dumb and Dumber, I think.
Myself and Irene.
Yeah. Well, Kingpin's a fucking hilarious movie, dude. But it's so fucking
Oh,
gross
it's great.
too. Like,
It is gross.
there's that one scene, like
With the
like
lady.
yeah.
It wasn't that bad.
And they're playing The Sound of Silence, Paul Simon.
Yeah, he's like fucking yak, and she's smoking a butt.
I read that Paul Simon was a fan of that scene after seeing the full cut with music of the scene in which she blackmails Roy into having sex with her instead of paying rent. Simon personally approved the use of his song. The Sound of Silence.
That's awesome.
Where she's like holding her index and middle finger up to her lap. She's like, she was so gross.
Yeah, she's a good actress.
I'll never forget that.
Dude, she's in a ton of shit. Like
Yeah,
everything.
she is.
Yeah, she's always just like some extra,
Yeah, but she's good though. Usually, she
is.
She makes an impact every time. She's an impact roller.
She is.
I guess Chris Farley was originally supposed to play Ishmael,
No shit.
but he had to drop out because he was contractually committed to Black Sheep.
Well, that happens.
And then Randy Quaid ended up taking the role.
Cousin Eddie.
And Randy Quaid actually convinced Bill Murray to appear in the movie. Murray initially passed on the part of Big Earn. Randy Quaid convinced him to take it, and Murray agreed to be in the movie 2 weeks before shooting.
Shit.
No
Go Randy Quaid.
Yeah, I love Randy Quaid. He is fucked up, but he's funny.
He's all fucked up now, dude.
Kids nowadays don't know who Randy Quaid is.
No, but he's the best part of fucking Christmas Vacation, dude.
Yeah, hell yeah. He's my favorite Quaid. Nah, I like Dennis Quaid too.
Yeah, Inner Space. What a movie. What a movie.
Yeah. Big Earn's iconic rose bowling ball was bought in a Pittsburgh pro shop.
Obviously.
They found it and they said no changes needed. It was like used as is.
All right, well, that brings us back to the top, Greg. I believe it's you now.
Okay. I'm going to go with one of my all-time favorite villains, favorite characters for one of the longest cartoons ever, Mr. Burns, Montgomery Burns.
Excellent.
It's like taking candy from a baby. I think I will. I mean, such a classic villain. I mean, obviously Homer the hero, kind of.
Yeah.
No. Smithers is more the hero than Homer.
Smithers is the hero.
Yeah.
Except you, the
Not
henchman
really.
at the store.
Yeah, Smithers is an enabler.
Right.
Shit.
He just wanted love and attention.
It's getting deep in here. Sure.
He wanted something else.
That's true. I forgot about that.
Well, Mr. Burns had some money, so I think his plan was to hook up with him, outlive him, and then become the next Mr. Burns.
Yeah.
Possibly more evil than the original Burns.
I doubt it. I
No,
think
Smithers was a good
work
guy.
situations around the plant would have been much better under Smithers.
Yep, for sure. Smithers was like the angel on the shoulder.
Who could forget the classic See My Vest song by Mr. Burns, too?
Made from real gorilla chest.
Yeah, man. I mean, he's had some of the most interesting story arcs, and the fact that he's like, I don't know how this is, but you have every disease known to man.
Yeah. Yeah. I like this when he plays Howard Hughes. He's like, we'll take the spruce moose. He's in like the slippers and shit, or in the tissue boxes.
Yeah, good shit. You guys watch The Simpsons at all anymore? I mean, you ever
Not in like a decade.
Yeah, not in a long time.
Yeah, occasionally I'll catch an episode here and there. There's been a lot of controversy or whatever surrounding, actors doing voices for other characters and shit, but,
Let's
times
just
be changing.
kill comedy.
Well,
Poor stand-up people now. How are they going to survive?
I guess their main argument was, actors are hired to do actors and voice, especially voice actors, and they don't think there should be any limitations on who can play what, which, I can see on one hand. On the other hand, I guess I get the other side too. It's just
my favorite part of an audiobook is the narrator. I mean, I don't like a droll one that just sits there and has the same voice for every character.
Well, now you might get every character. You might get like a different character for everyone now. So a huge budget.
It's not in the budget, bro. It's not in the budget for an audiobook. I would prefer that because there are some big budget ones that have big production value and have multiple big names doing it, but the majority of audiobooks is one narrator, and I appreciate one that goes out of his way and does other different voices. And sometimes obviously they're not going to be all of his race or nationality, whatever. But it's acting.
One of the best examples of Scott Sigler's The GFL.
Or my news. I'm not trying to hate. I'm just reading the news.
Yeah. I just think he's playing characters. Yeah, for sure.
all right. Well, let's see. I'm going to say my next pick for villains is Homelander from The Boys.
Hell yeah.
Dude, he had some of the most evil scenes to come out of the past couple years here, and I'd read the comics before, so I already kind of knew what he was all about and shit. But the portrayal of him in the show was fucking awesome.
Evilly narcissistic.
Oh, dude, his shit don't stink, but he's the worst out of them all.
I mean, is he really the villain in the second season? No,
mean,
actually, I should be spoiler. No spoilers.
Well, I mean, I guess there's some peer
Yes.
pressure to be more villainous, sure.
He still kills on a whim.
He does, but he kind of, yeah. He's a villain, yeah.
Fuck, dude. He burned a chick eyes out of her face.
And he's more a villain because he's masquerading as a hero.
It's true.
It's true. Good point.
That makes
Good
him
point,
the
Seamus.
biggest piece of shit of them all.
Right.
I want to know where I stand with people.
It's one thing to be a piece of shit, but if you're a lying piece of shit, you're even worse.
Then you're a piece of shit with a piece of shit on top of a piece of shit, and nobody likes that much shit.
Nobody likes thrice shit.
It's a lot of shit.
Right.
Sure. I'm excited for the new season of The Boys too. I mean, I thought it was, one of the coolest Amazon, specifically shows to come out in the past couple of years here. So keep doing your thing, and Garth Ennis, he writes some awesome characters. Keep it up, Garth.
Are you watching that Invincible show?
Of course, I'm watching fucking Invincible. I read the entire series, and it's pretty fucking true to the comic, and I love the over-the-top violence in it and shit. I mean, of course I'm watching it. Come on.
I haven't watched it yet. I'm gonna start Winter Soldier tomorrow.
Oh yeah, I watched a couple episodes of that as well.
I watched 20 minutes the first episode. It was way better than WandaVision already. I haven't watched any further.
I liked WandaVision.
I forgot about it.
Like everybody says, there's just too much content out there, and I can't fucking.
That's the only reason I haven't gotten further.
Same.
I forgot all about the Winter Soldier, Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
There's not enough time.
There's new shit coming out like every week. I was like, oh, I gotta check this out. Oh, I'm gonna watch like 4 episodes of this and never finish this. And I mean, I must have 4 dozen like half finished series, or I watched the entire Sopranos run up to the last episode, never watched the last episode. I watched all of Game of Thrones up to the last episode and never watched the last episode because more shit just kept coming out. I was like, I'll get to it. And now I don't know what's going on anymore. So am I ever going to get to it? Probably not.
Yeah. I might not get that on a lot of things, but I was catching up with Rick and Morty.
Hell yeah. Rick and Morty's is shit.
All caught up there. I've actually
Plus
been watching
video games.
Sure.
Fingerboarding.
Greg's got all the time for games.
I don't have all the time. I'm working.
You must have logged on the PlayStation at least 6 times today.
I have roommates. That could be my roommates.
That's
Not with your gamer profile.
Yeah.
Nobody believes that.
I can't see anyone you're living with be like, hey, Greg, I'm gonna log into your gamer profile. Cool.
Why not? I share games with one of my buddies, and I can't have another profile. So,
are you blaming me? I feel like
no, I'm not blaming you. That's proof of that. I just can't. So if someone uses my PlayStation, which I'm completely cool with, then they fucking.
I'm too afraid to log into your account, Greg, because I'm like,
no, I don't.
I don't want dude, I was in the middle of an Overwatch tournament. There was chicks there. I was winning money, and I'm just like, well, I guess I'll just keep playing Miles Morales.
You can go into my account at night when I'm sleeping. You know when I'm sleeping, bro.
I guess.
You know when I'm sleeping. Everybody does. Soon.
I know when you're awake also, and I know when you've been good or bad.
Yeah.
Good, for goodness sake.
I'm always good.
He's got a new queen bed, and you're welcome to go in anytime.
Yeah, dude. Oh my god, this bed. I'm giving these guys a great review.
Well, I think everyone here is just relieved you finally got out of your race car bed. I mean, congratulations.
No, I still have that there. That I pulled that out. That pulls out.
All I heard you say was my parents wouldn't let me take it with you, so...
All right, I'm going Dr. Evil. Austin Powers, played by Mike Myers.
Good choice. Good choice.
Throw me a frickin' bone here.
Yeah, I was...
it got weird, didn't it?
I was actually pretty bummed out that it turns out Mike Myers is kind of an asshole to everybody when he's in a movie and shit. Because Wayne's World came out in formative years of my life and really inspired me. And to hear that Mike Myers is an asshole, it's kind of heartbreaking.
Well, he's probably harder working than everyone on set. And He expects perfection.
So that's an excuse to be an asshole?
No. But I did read that it took 7 hours to put on the fat bastard suit.
Most people are assholes.
He said it smelled like a sewer filtration plant. So he's probably a little ornery.
You think that did it for him, or do you think it was so I married an axe murderer?
Well, he didn't like being a beatnik. Actually, it was his movie, so he
Okay.
made the character, I believe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just saying, well, all right. My favorite villain is Mike Myers.
Yeah, why are you talking shit about Mike Myers so much? Mike Myers is the shit.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess. Yeah.
Well, like like we thought Kevin Spacey was.
Okay, Kevin Spacey's a piece of shit, too.
Well, he's not fucking blowing kids.
All right, so Kevin Spacey's a bigger villain.
He's just an asshole. It's fine. It's fine. I'm
No,
fine with it.
being an asshole isn't fine. So, yes.
He was on
out.
the best season of Saturday Night Live, so he does get a pass.
Dude, the Love Guru is the funniest movie I've ever seen. Fucking
No, that
prove
was
me
a
wrong.
horrible movie.
I know. I've never even seen it, actually.
But I guess that Dr. Evil, it's funny you mentioned that. Dr. Evil is, I guess, they say there's rumors that he's based on Lorne Michaels from Saturday Night Live.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
his voice, yeah. The way he talks.
But Mike Myers went on after Austin Powers and, did a character and said that he wasn't, but who knows.
Yeah, but come on. That's like his old boss. Like, what's he going to lie? Be like, no, that wasn't you, I swear. And then Lorne Michaels like, yes, that must not be me. I get it. I understand.
I didn't name you Dr. Evil or anything. Yeah, he's a great character, though. I loved Austin Powers, and Dr. Evil's great, and especially when he brought in Mini-Me. Like, yes, yeah, it shows hilarious.
Yeah, and
Scott.
What was it? There was 3 movies, right?
There's at least 3. 3 was Goldmember, I believe, with Beyonce.
Goldmember.
Ooh, ooh.
Yeah, Goldmember was actually filmed at 3.5 hours, and they had to cut it down to 95 minutes.
Yeah, that was with Fat Bastard, right? Was that his first time? Yeah, because he wasn't in the second one, was he?
No, I don't think so.
Good.
Fascinating. All right, well, back to the tippity toppity with the never flippity floppity. It's Greg Higgity Hoity. Greg, what's your next villain?
That's a lot of pressure. I'm gonna go with Annie Wilkes.
Misery?
The movie / book Misery. Yep. Stephen King again.
Yeah.
I think everybody remembers that scene with the legs.
Sledgehammer?
Yeah, and I'm sure everybody can feel that scene in the legs right now, or just oh god, damn. Anyway.
Who sang that song? Sledgehammer.
Peter Gabriel.
Peter Gabriel, yeah.
I will say that the fucking leg breaking scene in that movie and Put Your Mouth on the Curb are 2 scenes that I could picture and cringe at every time I think about them.
Oh yeah. Oh my god, yeah. That's a villain, right? Actually, I guess he kind
of Vineyard's definitely a villain.
Himself. Yeah, he redeems himself in the end, I guess, but he's still a villain.
Dude, the sound of his teeth clinking on the fucking sidewalk.
You can hear him dragging on it.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Fuck.
Yeah, that leg. Oh man, yeah, she was fucked up. She was brutal. Obviously, she was demented. Had some super fucking mental illness. I
mean, they should probably blame it on the sledgehammer and outlaw them.
Should probably sue Peter Gabriel and win.
Peter Gabriel had an accident. She'd pull him in and put him in. She's like, that song, Sledgehammer? Well,
I want to write a movie where she kidnaps Peter Gabriel, Kathy Bates, not the character from the movie. She's reliving the character from the movie.
She's tripping out.
And she's going senile, who knows? But she kidnaps Peter Gabriel and reenacts that movie. I actually don't want that happening. Sorry, Peter Gabriel.
She's going to be feeding him fried green tomatoes. But here's some fried green tomatoes. Put the sledgehammer your knees in.
Fried green tomatoes are delicious.
Yeah.
For the record.
Yeah. So, that was just the movie she was in.
Negative. Tomatoes. 2 thumbs down.
Jesus fuck.
The only good thing you made was pizza sauce.
Pizza.
What about lasagna sauce?
All right. You made sauce. Well, tomatoes.
I think it depends on the tomato, Seamus. I have
That's
You
what
know,
this old farmer girl I dated once said. I can convince you to like the tomato. Try this one. Spit it out. Foul. Next. No.
Love them nightshades, son.
I don't like a slimy tomato. All right, I'll take a good Roma. It's dry, it's crisp. Some of the other tomatoes that you can get into just get mush.
Yeah, definitely not like the ones with in the center. It's like a baseball size of seeds and body wash.
I hate
Gel and shit.
Tomatoes with body wash, nothing worse than that.
Yeah, because they smell terrible.
All right, so great choice.
I don't think they bring anything to the table, to be honest. Tomato,
Okay.
you put it on a sandwich. What does it bring? It brings your soggy. It adds sogginess to your sandwich. Doesn't even taste good. It tastes like nothing.
Okay, Seamus, let's talk circle of life here. Okay, all of a sudden tomatoes abolished because of you, and then
No.
yes.
I'm not a boss. I'm just mashing the tomatoes. That's all you're good for. We don't eat you fresh because you taste like nothing.
I would eat a tomato like an apple. Yeah, I eat cherry tomatoes.
Do you put salt on them? Do you dip them in something?
I can just pop regular cherry tomatoes. Boom.
Okay, I don't like cherry.
You're a
tomatoes.
monster.
I don't like cherry tomatoes. I don't like the way it bursts in my mouth. I feel like it's mowing on a testicle.
It's like a miniature blue oyster. Yuck! You're gross.
I like all those little tomatoes, but I like the big tomatoes too. When I discovered tomatoes, it changed my life. It opened up a world of BLTs without mayonnaise.
Greg, are you claiming to be the one who discovered tomatoes right now?
No, I used to hate tomatoes, and Lionel used to rag on me, and then finally, he convinced me to try them. I tried them, and it blew my mind. Like I said, it opened up to everything. And then I was like, does this have mayonnaise on it? And they're like, yeah, no. And I get home, and it would have mayonnaise on it, and I'd have to go back.
See, I'm all about the BLM. Black Lives Matter. I love you people too. I'm talking about the bacon, lettuce, and mustard.
Oh, I thought you were going to say
mayonnaise.
Okay.
Fuck that tomato.
I thought you were going to say, yeah, okay. Yeah, that's cool.
Dude, I've got I cook BLTs from time to time for people, and I'll get pieces of shit that BLT, no lettuce, tomato, so they're just getting fucking bacon and mayonnaise. I was like, what kind of is eating this sandwich? Hate them. But you know I hate even worse, guys. I hate Dr. Hannibal Lecter, who I'm going to say is one of the greatest movie villains of all time.
He was on my list.
His eloquence is chef's kiss, and I think that's what sells it for me.
I would like to see him and Vizzini have a duel of the wits.
Who?
I think we all would like to see that.
From
Princess
Bride.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
Or as Andre the Giant called him, Vizzini.
I think we know how that would end. I think he would be eating his brains, and he would be he's like, I drank the wrong poison. I got poison in my cup. And his head would be off, eating his brain.
He was the American Film Institute named him the greatest movie villain in American cinema. And I don't know if you guys caught the Hannibal Lecter TV show with Mads Mikkelsen.
Clarice?
Dude, it was fucking,
no. Okay,
it was just called Hannibal, and it was so fucking good, dude. It actually made cannibalism seem semi-appealing. And Mads Mikkelsen's the fucking man.
Yeah, he is the man. That guy's awesome. Yeah, you do. He's the guy, and he's in Rogue. He's in the beginning of Rogue One. He's the guy. He's in Death Stranding. That game. Yeah. He's the villain in Death Stranding.
Well, I never played that game because I had never envisioned being a delivery boy.
You haven't lived.
Yeah, exactly. He's in a ton of shit. You've seen him before. Look him up. He's the villain in Bond.
Yeah, he's in all kinds of shit, man. He's you're like, oh, that dude.
There's 26 Bond movies, but thank you for that elaboration.
Well, he's clearly in one of the newer ones. He wasn't one in the
I get that.
1965.
Ah, man, what about in the Hannibal movie with Mason Verger too? What a disgusting human Mason Verger was too. Feed people to the pigs and
Oh yeah, who played him too?
Hannibal fed him a bunch of like ecstasy, and the guy just like ate his own face and shit. I mean,
Who played him?
I don't know, Greg.
It was like a good looking dude, good looking hunk.
Well, it certainly wasn't me. I would think I
I'm
would remember.
lost. I don't even know.
The guy he had the fucked up face. He's like, and he fed people to the pigs. That was just in Hannibal, right?
He had a fucked up, good looking face.
He's fucking Gary
Yeah,
Oldman.
it's Gary Oldman. That's what it was. Yeah, and Gary Oldman's fucking amazing looking.
He's looked like many different things.
Speaking of great villains, I mean, just the odd,
great actor,
Gary
great villain.
Oldman and all his fucking villains, a professional, fucking Bram Stoker, all that shit.
Word. All right, Seamus, so you got one more for us, I believe.
All right. Well, I'm going with a duo, a tandem. I'm going with the Wet Bandits.
Oh.
Harry and Marv. Harry Lime and Marv Munchins, played by Daniel Sturm and Joe Pesci from Home Alone.
Great movie. Great villain.
Great movie. Yeah. So, without Uncle Buck, there'd be no Home Alone, I guess. The idea of Home Alone occurred to John Hughes during the making of Uncle Buck, which also starred Macaulay Culkin. And Uncle Buck, one of my favorite movies.
Uncle Buck's
Yeah.
great.
If you haven't seen Uncle Buck, please, I don't care how young millennial you are, watch Uncle Buck. Do yourself a favor. John Candy was the man. Acquaint yourself with that actor. He's a funny dude.
Yeah, John Candy's the man.
Oh, dude, how about I pay you a quarter and you go down, have a rat and all that thing off your face? I'm gonna say Joe Pesci reminds me of one of my favorite George Carlin bits where he's like, I stopped praying to God a long time ago. He's like, now I pray to Joe Pesci. He's like, I had these neighbors move in next door, and every night they were loud. They were having parties. And I go over there and I knock on the door and ask them to quiet down. They just keep partying all night. He's like, and then Joe Pesci moved in as my neighbor. He's like, after that, he went to their house one time, and I never heard from him again. Now when I need a miracle, I pray to Joe Pesci.
Just picture him as like Casino, the character there.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So the role of Kevin McAllister was written specifically for Macaulay Culkin. Even still, Chris Columbus, the director, auditioned 100 other children,
Jesus.
but Culkin still nailed the role. In its opening weekend, Home Alone topped the box office, making $17,081,999,000 in 1,202 theaters.
Yeah.
The movie maintained its number one spot for a full 12 weeks and remained in the top 10 until June of the following year. It became the highest grossing film of 1990 and earned a Guinness World Record as the highest grossing live-action comedy ever domestically.
Damn.
It held on to that title for 27 years.
It's because it's a holiday movie, too, Those people fucking watch it all the time.
Until Never Say Die knocked it out in 2017.
That's tough, man. That's tough.
Robert De Niro turned down the role of Harry Lime, Joe Pesci's role, as did John Lovitz.
What was John Lovitz doing at the time?
Right, why would he turn down the role?
Still got to do episodes of The Critic.
Nice. I like John Lovitz. He's funny as hell. He just didn't. Maybe he got past the. You say he turned it down?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I just can't picture him as that role. Like, I love John Lovitz and other roles. He's probably smart. He's like, this isn't my role.
See, I bet you he could pull it off, though. Not as good as Pesci,
Oh, well, Pesci obviously has an edge to him.
Yeah.
I can't believe you made me fucking pop your eye out. Dude, Casino is one of the fucking dopest movies of all time.
Oh, hell yeah.
Joe Pesci makes that fucking movie.
Robert De Niro, Kim Basinger.
We should probably do an episode on that.
Perhaps, Greg, one day.
Yeah.
Not.
Losers.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap it up on villains. Obviously, there was a lot of shit we left out. Maybe we'll get to that in part 2, because we didn't even talk about fucking Darth Vader or fucking,
He Heath Ledger as Joker.
All the Jokers.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to wrap it up for Villains Night. Now get ready for a little segment we like to call...
What's in the news?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got some hard-hitting news for you today. Here I am, ace reporter Ryan Wilson, coming at you with this one. Georgia man receives last paycheck in oily pennies dumped on his driveway. A Georgia man who was having trouble getting the last paycheck from his employer was shocked to discover its equivalent in pennies dumped in his driveway earlier this month.
91,515 pennies.
Yeah. He told WGCL-TV he had been at the automotive repair shop for a year and had known his boss, Miles Walker, for 8 years, but that toxic work conditions has taken his toll on him. He gave his 2 weeks' notice, writing a letter of resignation to Walker, who reportedly promised Flatten's final $915 paycheck would be paid to him in January. But come February, the check never arrived, and Flatten said his former boss accused him of damages. He even called Georgia's Department of Labor for assistance matter without much luck. Months later, Flatten and his girlfriend, Olivia Oxley, were leaving his house when he noticed something at the end of his driveway. More than 91,000 oil or grease-covered pennies in an envelope with his final pay stub that was addressed with an explicit message, "Fuck you."
From his employer.
The pennies weighed more than 500 pounds in total. According to the Fox 5 Atlanta, breaking the wheels of Flatten's wheelbarrow.
Jesus.
So, yeah, I mean...
But Coinstar came to his rescue.
They did. Luckily,
They even picked him up.
Yeah, I think they even dropped him like a grand.
They gave him 1,000. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
more than what he had.
But I couldn't imagine, like, what a piece of shit, like, petty little fuck his boss must have been.
Oh yeah,
Right.
what a shit. I guess I heard the story too, and I guess that his business is getting super horrible reviews, like Yelp reviews and everything like that. Now he's probably gonna end up closing. Like,
How do you think this guy went about getting 91,000 pennies? Do you think he counted them?
right? And how did he deposit 500? I imagine this CEO douchebag can't lift 500 pounds of pennies. How did he drop them in a sack in his driveway?
I know how. Boom. Coinstar is probably in on this shit because it's fucking great publicity for them to do it, and they're giving the extra $1,000. Like, oh, hey, we're giving these extra $1,000 to make us look good. But it's probably them who dumped all the pennies. They came to this guy and said, "Hey, listen, let's do this." That's my fucking thing.
That's why I figure they gave him $1,000, which is worth more than the pennies, to pick him up because they wanted to be on the news. But in on it, I don't know. You're reaching.
It's pretty diabolical.
Well,
You never know. You never know, though.
this is the villains episode.
That's true. Coinstar, please don't turn out to be the biggest villain of them all.
Or did they get it from Scrooge McDuck?
Oh, shit.
Well, he was a villain too.
That's right. But he had dimes, right? Those all dimes or gold. I don't know what they fucking were.
He had a vault. I don't know. He was rich as shit.
Yeah.
He had a personal pilot.
Yeah, Launchpad McQuack was the shit, dude.
But, I mean, you know, what I've always disagreed with is if he jumped into that pile of coins, all he would have done was become a quadriplegic. And that would have been a very different DuckTales.
True. Nobody wants. I picture like the old Chuck E. Cheese pits with the balls, but like worse, like even worse smelling than kids' drool and feces. Like copper pennies and shit. Ugh.
Maybe Scrooge McDuck put all those pennies in his ass.
Pennies are dirtier.
Ass pennies?
Yes. Ass pennies. All kinds of pennies. Pennies are the dirtiest, foulest things on the planet.
Well, you've handled my ass pennies. All of you.
Yeah, so I'm glad the guy got paid anyway. I mean, kudos to him for getting what he was
Coinstar definitely had an angle.
Something's up with that. I'm not saying you definitely, but that's weird.
You're gonna go and pick up coins, pick up coins at a different place that's off your route, and give them $75 worth more than what those oily pennies are worth.
Yeah, I don't
Come
know.
on, Coinstar.
Maybe their CEO was just Googling, news, and he came across it. He's like, "This is my moment. I know what I must do." Maybe they're the hero in this. We don't know.
Maybe he was like, "I want to trend. I'm going to trend."
Honey, look, I'm trending.
Look, honey, I'm trending. I'm the guy who got the pennies.
Yeah,
Those are my ass pennies. That's why they're so oily.
Oh, no, he wasn't trending. The employer's trending
Well,
by getting threat mail and bad reviews.
Yeah, they were all
All right.
trending.
nobody's thinking about job creation in this because the guy who got the pennies, the employer who gave him the pennies, had to hire people to help him count the pennies, then help to shovel the pennies in the truck. Now Coinstar has to have people clean the pennies, and I mean,
No,
I think
they have
this-
robots. They have robots for all that. Fuck Coinstar. Robots to count. Robots to clean. Robots to come pick them up. For all I know, it was fucking set in a Tesla car. I don't know.
Uh-oh, the
Look,
fucking Zobots.
I don't want to say like Skynet might be involved in all of this, but it's kind of adding up. Get it? Adding up.
So, people, cash your pennies in now with Skynet before they take over the world. Before they start nuking us, cash them in quick. Spend that money before we're blasted.
I was doing that thing before he blows up. He's like,
What are you doing?
on Terminator, when he's like holding the switch and he can't go anymore.
Yeah, you're being Miles Benedict Tyson right now.
yeah.
I know exactly what you're
All
talking
right, but on a serious note, I'm trying to tell the people to cash their pennies in now before Skynet wrecks the whole system.
The end is nigh.
Or before our politicians do. I mean, my money's on the politicians.
Heard. All right, that brings us to our next story. I believe Seamus, you got some hard-hitting news for us today?
Oh, yeah, I'm going to talk about some Usher Cash, some Usher. So, Usher apparently was in some clubs recently. He paid the dancers an Usher Cash. So, this happened just recently in April, this month. Dancers at a club recently visited by hip-hop artist Usher are also wondering what Usher Cash is, if all you listeners are wondering, because I didn't know. An exotic dancer who performed for Usher looked at the cash she had been given by the singer and discovered it was counterfeit. Money with Usher's face stamped on the front of each bill.
Yeah.
The dancer, who goes by B-Love on Instagram, shared the pictures of the fake bills ranging from $1 to $100, and each one read usherworld.com. I don't know. I want to know how much it cost him to print these bills out, because I saw photos of them. Looked pretty legit, aside from his face on them. They looked like real bills. Or what was he hoping to accomplish?
It sounds like just to be a piece of shit.
I don't think so.
Nobody's paying their college tuition with Usher. Fucking
When has Usher been known to be a piece of shit? Great voice, great dance moves, yes. He's not peeing on people like R. Kelly. But I don't know. Maybe it's like Dogecoin. He's trying to build up his own currency.
Well, I'm all set with it. I don't
Usher
want
Cash. Well, I
My
don't
boss
want it
came
either.
to me. He's like, Ryan, look, it's been a tough week, so this week we'll be paying you an Usher Cash. I'd probably be pretty upset.
You know what? But realistically, Usher Cash has probably only seen maybe one stripper, whereas real singles have seen maybe like 12 to 20 strippers. And they've been in many a thong or an ass cheese moment. So Usher Cash is probably more hygienic.
Can you use Usher Cash on Amazon?
But after he inflates the shit, it's probably going to get dirtier and dirtier. No, it's not legit on Amazon yet. Can you buy shit out with Dogecoin? No. They're building up empires.
Huh. I guess you could get mad Usher swag if you really wanted to.
Also,
I mean, I'd hope you could use it at the Usher merch store at the very least. Like, oh, no, we don't take Usher Cash.
maybe he's going to open up an Usher store.
We can only hope.
He's going to usher one in.
Ew.
So, along with the pictures, the dancer had a few words to discuss. She said, "So disrespectful. This is foul. Working so hard to get nothing in return. This is a joke." in a story that posted she followed with, and the money does not have any trade-in value whatsoever. Don't y'all think he should be blasted on social media for this shit?
Motherfucker, I showed you my asshole.
Seriously. She fucking showed you her taint. She deserves a couple dollars.
Real
At
money.
least. At least. Especially from Usher. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what he's trying to do. That's why I can only believe that there's some ploy involved.
Well, okay, what if one of us did this shit, though, dude? We'd be booked for fucking...
We'd be arrested.
Dude, of course we'd be arrested, but because he can dance good, he doesn't get arrested? Bullshit.
He's got a good
Hey,
voice.
The system's corrupt.
If you can do a dance off, you can dance away out a lot of shit.
It's true. Dance your way to innocence, I guess.
Yeah.
Way to go, Usher. Might want to teach R. Kelly some of the moves, huh? All right, Seamus. Seamus, I believe you had another story for us?
Just a brief one. So, a woman in Krakow, Poland, had quite a fright when she saw what looked like a bizarre animal that had been hanging in the lilac tree outside her home for a few days. So the woman called for help, what she thought was an iguana. So, I don't know. I'm just trying to wrap my head around this. It was there for a few days. The iguana just, I guess, hung out in the same spot because the mystery animal ended up being a croissant.
Croissant. I heard about this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. There's a croissant outside of her hanging in the branches of some tree. So she's in a multi-dwelling unit in Poland, and there's multiple levels. Somebody probably threw their crusty old bread out the window.
What's the headline of that? It's like monster is said to be monster is croissant or something like that.
Mystery animal in tree turns out to be croissant. So when animal rescuers in Poland showed up to the scene, they were able to nab the suspect red-handed. It's pretty funny. The fire department had to come and get the croissant out of the tree.
Hope you guys brought coffee, boys.
It's going to be a long one. All right, but how did the croissant get up there? Like, isn't anyone worried about sentient croissants? Am I the only one?
It's raining croissants.
Threw the stale croissant out the window.
It landed in a tree? Or is the croissant alive climbing tree?
If you look at the photo, the tree is like 5 feet from the balcony. Like somebody just threw it out the window. It's like multiple levels.
That's true, because I just threw a Subway sandwich out the window today because it was fucking shit.
Oh,
They made it shitty.
but you'll smash into somebody's carpet or the ceiling because it's not your house. But you throw the Subway sandwich out your own window.
I was drunk when I threw the sandwich on the ceiling.
I'm kidding.
I thought you were going to say you were drunk when you threw the sandwich out the window.
No.
When I was driving my automobile, I was shit-faced and threw my Subway sandwich out the window.
I haven't had a drink in like a
Nobody
year.
gives a shit.
Yeah, seriously. Fuck you, you fucking ignoble jerk.
I'll have a drink right now.
White knight bullshit.
Yeah.
I don't even know you anymore, bro. Why don't you make bad life choices like the rest of us?
Yeah. So that's all I got for the news, but I did want to give it a shout out. Actually, I wanted to give everybody an update. I'm back on gluten,
Yeah.
and I stopped using lactate when I eat my ice cream.
Oh.
My stools are good.
Did you evolve since the last time I talked to you? Like, what happened?
Well, I went 3.5 weeks gluten free, and then my doctor's like, "Look, it's probably not that." So I went back to my normal routine. I'm actually doing better. My doctor thinks it was the NSAIDs I've been taking, new NSAIDs I've been taking Paroxetine for my arthritis. So that was giving me the slippery shits for like a month, and the stomach aches. And I actually stopped taking them before I saw my doctor. I was like, maybe this is the shit. I don't know. Stopped taking them. And coincidentally, about that time, My stools started being good. And I would just want to thank Maddie for all the advice and informative, shit that helped me through my 3.5 weeks of gluten-freeness. But I'm back on real pizza.
I want to thank Seamus for the pictures of his stool every time. That was very uplifting.
That's right. Did you like the Viking ship?
I did. I was very impressed. The attention to detail was riveting.
Because when I was having my issues, it was just muddy water.
Also, I helped with the research as well. I was a guinea pig for some double-stuffed Oreos that were gluten-free, which I denied heavily at first. And then when I had them, I was pleasantly surprised that they were amazing.
I did want to follow up with Maddie because I did find these damn good cookies, man. Gluten-free cookies. They were so good.
That's great.
We've come a long way in the gluten-freeness. I couldn't imagine living gluten-free 80 years ago.
Yeah, right? Like, there's so many gluten-free fucking restaurants and menus and shit for people now. We're really being inclusive to the gluten-free community these days.
Yes.
We welcome you with your
We appreciate you.
And shit and your rice flour battered cauliflower. Keep it up, folks.
Hey, they don't do it because they want to.
I was just saying they're doing a great job. Keep up the good work, Seamus. I'm not hating on the gluten-free community.
All right.
All right. Well, I'm glad to hear that you're doing better, Seamus, and you can be a man again. Again, no hate to the gluten-free community. You're all men too. Unless you're a woman, then you're not a man.
Yeah. Or are you? I don't know.
All right. Well, wrapping things up, I believe Seamus has a little fucking little game he'd like to play called
Overrated, is it underrated? Overrated, is it underrated? Overrated, is it underrated? Is it somewhere in between?
Overrated, underrated.
Oh, boy.
Robert Pattinson.
All right. So I watched approximately 17 minutes of Twilight before I had to turn it off because I couldn't stand the slow motion walks with the sparkles everywhere. I'm like, what is this fucking bullshit?
That's the worst movie. That's the worst movie I may have ever seen. Twilight's a horrible movie. Terrible. And I was tainted to him for so long. But, alright. I'm asking your opinions. Sorry.
I'm willing to give him a shot as Batman, all right? I mean,
I haven't seen his Batman. I'm looking forward to it.
As am I. It could be good. I don't know. He's pretty gloomy, so that'll help for sure.
Greg?
I say he's underrated. I saw The Lighthouse, and The Lighthouse is the shit. That movie, I mean, it was a slow movie, but he's a really good actor, and I've seen him in other stuff where he's a good actor.
I think
he gets a lot of shit from Twilight.
I think you're the only one that's ever seen The Lighthouse.
Well, you know what? It's award winning, so
I bet you can watch it.
See, I mentioned him only because Greg actually has talked him up. Said he's a great actor, and I've never seen anything good by him until recently. I watched Tenet. He was pretty good in Tenet.
I think he's going to kill Batman. I think he's going to do a great job.
My prognosis is still out for Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
Word.
I don't know.
Twilight, though, horrible. But it got him going.
Yeah, I don't know The Lighthouse will be your jam, Seamus, but it's at least good acting. Like you'll appreciate his acting.
But does anybody die?
Yes.
All right. Hopefully it's Robert Pattinson. Just kidding.
It's one of the most horrific seagull deaths that I've ever seen in my life. It's fucking brutal.
Who gives a fuck about seagulls?
I do.
Flying rats.
Animals, bro. I give a fuck about all animals.
Do you
You
ever go fishing?
I've nursed 4 seagulls back to health. 1 from a baby, and then 3 had broken legs.
See, this is why I think I'm the most sadistic, devious fuck. Because I hate water monsters. I don't eat anything that comes out of the water, but I enjoy fishing. And sometimes those motherfuckers get hooked down the gullet, hooked in the eye. You throw them back. I throw them back, but they're floating up. Like, what does that make me? I'm a monster.
You You're a villain.
Right?
Well, I tell you what, boys, I was hiking today, and we came across a duo of geese, and geese can be some mean motherfuckers, and I was ready to swing on a goose if it came at me.
Oh, bro, they'll come at you.
I beat the fuck out of a long neck.
What about a horse-sized goose?
Oh, shit. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I try to...
Goose is a duck with temper.
I try to...
Backbone.
I tried to send you guys a video about Hawk's phone makes the small videos, but it was of two goose going after two fucking
Geese.
lions. It was two geese. Yeah, it was geese. Two geese going against a couple lions, and the lions were backing off. They was fucking charging these motherfuckers.
That's like the couple terriers I watched scare a bear out of the house.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, they're like tiny. The fucking the bear's like, what the fuck? Oh, come on.
All right. Next on overrated, underrated, I'm going with movie theaters. Greg.
Over fucking rated.
All right. Ryan.
Over fucking rated, dude. I mean, shit. I mean, the one good theater is Smitty's because you can drink there, I guess.
I like
but
Smitty's.
the food is trash. And you go to a normal theater, it's like you spend so much fucking money on. You could buy like a box of popcorn, a 20-pack of popcorn for like $6, and you pay like $30 for a tub of popcorn at the theater. Like, but you can get a refill. I don't give a fuck about the refill. Popcorn's dirt fucking cheap.
I can only imagine the tab when you bring your brood, and if you're with the lady and you go to the movie theater, that's got to be like over $100.
Oh, easy. It's outrageous.
If you're going snacks, unless you're smuggling them in, which I wouldn't blame you if you do.
Sir, can we have your first paycheck?
There was one time when I went to the Lilac Mall Theater, and I went and ate in Papa Gino's, but the film was getting ready to start. And I looked, and I was like, it was just a couple fucking teenage kids working. So I took my entire box of pizza and soda right into the theater. It's like, what the fuck are these kids going to do?
Right?
No.
They don't give a shit.
What are you going to do, kid?
They're not gonna, first of all, they don't even care.
No.
But
You eat that crust?
I do have to give a shout. Is that mall closed? I don't even know. But
It should be. It's a ghost mall.
I have to give a shout out to the Lilac Mall and that movie theater. Greg and I probably saw like a couple dozen movies there together.
Dust till
Probably
dawn.
saw
I
like,
remember
a couple
that
dozen
for sure.
with Brian McKinney too. Yeah. I mean, it has some good memories there.
I remember
In that tiny mall.
I went to the theater with Greg. I think it was Greg once, and we both smuggled in beers. And like as the movie was ending, I stand up and I kick over one of the beer bottles, and you just hear it like silently roll. The one sound in the theater.
Yeah.
Or you're trying to crack a can.
Oh man, to be a kid again.
Seriously.
Yeah, so fuck theaters. I'm glad COVID took them out.
All right, Greg, your opinion.
I'm gonna give two answers. I say theaters are underrated, prices are overrated and overpriced. Like prices for I think the food has gotten better. Like when I went to LA, the theaters were fucking cool as hell. The Disney theater was fucking badass. I went to some cool theaters.
Yeah, but when you're paying like $8 for a 10-cent fucking soda pop that comes, this comes out of a mix.
Yeah, like Melanie's also in the PGA, so like we got to get in there and see sneak peeks for movies that were coming out earlier or whatever. So, and I think she got discounts on food. However, the prices suck, but the theater experience is cool, especially if you're seeing Lord of the Rings or some cool movie that's.
I agree. If I'm watching a Marvel movie, I want to see it on the big screen, special effects. But also, what IMAX has a cunty format. There's it's like a box instead of most widescreen TVs are widescreen, just that. IMAX is just square. And how does that represent anything in our society? It's cutting out half pictures. These things are shot in widescreen, except for what was that recent movie that came out?
There was
there's a Tarantino movie that he shot in a fucking different kind of format that a lot of theaters had to get special projectors for and shit, and it wouldn't fucking.
It was a recent one on Netflix or HBO. and it had borders. You see the black borders on it. It sucked at first. I was like, "What the fuck is this?" But
Well,
it's
I know
'cause
that
he
I know that
shot
the Justice League reboot just fucking.
That's what it was. It was
Yeah.
the Justice League. Zack Snyder
Snyder
shot it in a
cut.
square format instead
Yeah.
of a widescreen.
Yeah.
But you got used to it. It was still a badass movie. I like
4 hours and fucking 32 minutes or some shit like that.
Yeah,
it. wasn't
damn.
that long.
Yeah.
I don't think.
So I get what
Was-
Ryan's saying with the prices and stuff, and with his family and stuff, and that's what's really cool about Justice League, that you can watch that shit from your fucking house now. So it's kind of that's cool in itself.
Fuck yeah, dude! We got Mortal Kombat coming out this
I
week.
know.
3 days. 3 days. I can't wait. It looks fucking sick.
Mortal Kombat and Army of the Dead, dude. I'm so pumped for Army of the Dead.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I'd rather get high at home, drink a beer at home, and make my own fucking food for thrice half the price. I'll pay the $8 and make some steak tips and drink a double IPA. Thank you.
I'm going to smuggle my food and snacks in, get high in the parking lot, and go to the movie theater.
Someday, if you all keep supporting us, we're going to build a studio and a home theater, and we'll invite you in to watch movies.
Every single one of you.
Everyone.
It's gotta be hype.
All right.
Especially me.
What does that mean?
I'm just joking as the Patreon subscriber.
Oh, thank you. All right. Overrated, underrated. I'm going with Taco Bell.
Oh Jesus, fucking overrated as fuck. Have you ever eaten Taco Bell and not had to drive like 115 miles an hour home because you had to shit so bad? I don't even know what's in a Taco Bell taco.
Every time. I don't have that problem.
I do every time. As a
I've
matter
had
of
that
fact,
problem recently, but not Taco Bell. It wasn't Taco Bell. I can't blame Taco Bell.
Yeah, I'm going to say overrated as well. We got Locos Cocos and fucking Kittery. That place is dank. Fuck. I mean, I've enjoyed Taco Bell, obviously, when I've been like buzzed up or like fucking,
Is Locos Tacos
Yeah, the Dorito
open
ones.
till 1 a.m.?
Yeah, the Dorito tacos were dank. The Cool Ranch tacos are dank. But it's like when you think about it, it's like, oh man, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, well, that's how I feel every time I eat out. So if I pursue those thoughts, I'm just going to stay home and be a COVID recluse.
Yeah, you gotta you
all of
gotta grow your own vegetables. Just eat vegetables, I guess, or know what you're eating.
That's a great substitute for fucking chalupa or burrito or some shit.
Yeah, it is.
It is if you have all the materials and you want to make something, but who wants to do that? It's about I'm shit-faced, going home, grabbing a couple burritos, some nachos. What's up?
Convenience. Yeah, I get it.
It's delicious to me. Fuck y'all. Underrated.
when you want to throw your food directly in the toilet, Taco Bell.
See, that doesn't happen to me.
Great.
Look.
Taco Bell strong. Taco Bell strong.
All right, you got any more for us, Seamus?
All right, let's do one more. Disney Plus.
Whew. I'm going to say it's rated justified.
See, you got children. So
Yeah,
it
but
probably works as a babysitter for you.
I don't know. I fucking dig more of the shit on it than they do. I fucking, I watch
Like what?
shit out of Gargoyles and like now, I mean, I own all the Star Wars movies, but now I just got to fucking hit an app and play them. Way doper. And I mean, I know you weren't on the same page maybe necessarily, but I fucking love The Mandalorian. It was the Star Wars movie I've been waiting for my whole life.
I mean, maybe if I watched the second season, but I couldn't make it to it because it was awful and terrible writing and plot holes abound.
It's like $8 a month. I find it to be well worth my money. Although it is bullshit how they're like watch the movie the day it comes out, and then it's like you can, but it's $30 to watch the movie, or you can wait 2 months to watch it for free.
Yeah,
Like
move
HBO
on
back-
or whatever. HBO's like, here, we're backing with Warner Brothers. Have fucking Mortal Kombat for free. Have Hong Kong.
Fucking Godzilla versus
Godzilla.
King Kong, dude. I was like, this is the shit. It's well worth my $14.99 HBO Max. Maybe take a couple notes. Disney Plus.
True.
Greg?
I think it's rated just fine as well, I would say. I mean, it's not... I liked WandaVision, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to like Winter Soldier, and I really like The Mandalorian. I thought The Mandalorian was awesome.
See, I liked 2 episodes of WandaVision, like the last 2. That was cool. So listeners, if you haven't watched WandaVision, just skip to like the last 2 episodes. You're not missing anything. It's just a lot of bullshit in black and white, terrible humor.
Don't listen to him. Watch it.
Make your own judgment, but don't say it anymore.
I'm also probably the wrong person to ask because I'm a sucker for all that shit, dude. Like, I've been reading comic books since I was a fucking little kid, and now when all the Marvel shit comes out, I geek out over that, and it's just like, I got all my geek shit all in one spot.
And that's where I've been. I love Star Wars, everything that came out. And then The Mandalorian just, like... No, not just... The Mandalorian didn't start it. It's been going on for a while. Like, episode 1, 2, and 3... Meh. But Rogue One was awesome.
Shit.
Rogue One was awesome. But then The Mandalorian, it was just cheesy as fuck. Terrible writing. Terrible characters. Plot holes everywhere.
I don't know. I think you need to give it a fair shot, Seamus.
Same.
And there's so much more fucking Star Wars TV shit on the horizon that I'm fucking psyched for, dude. They got the Obi-Wan show coming out. They got
and they got a bunch of Marvel shows. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. Like, I watched 20 minutes of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It was way better than WandaVision ever could have been. I mean to get back to that. I'm going to get back to that. And I'm looking forward.
I think that's because it's just like, they're just giving you what you want in Falcon and Winter Soldier. Like, you want big fight scenes? We got them. You want Falcon flying around, fighting on trains and shit? We got it. And they just went for something different with WandaVision, and I kind of respect what they did with it.
I get that, and I respect it too, and I like a good drama, but it was the most horrible sitcom I've ever seen.
Well, it becomes
the first few episodes.
Yeah, it becomes a pretty dark sitcom, throughout, and you see some shades of fucking crazy in it.
It does. I like the way they tie it into, after where they left with the last Avengers movie. But, like I said, you don't need to watch the first few episodes, or it's a waste of time.
All right. Well, that's that, I think, then.
That's
Great job, everybody. That's that.
Yeah.
Nice talking to you boys again, as always. We want to thank everybody out there who tunes in every week. It's been about 60 of you a week. So thank you for your support. Keep watching. We're going to keep making the shit that we love to do. And fucking in crust we trust, baby. In crust we trust.
Follow us on Instagram. Like us on Facebook. Check out our Patreon. Subscribe on YouTube. And give us a review on Apple.
Every little bit helps,
folks. Thanks again for your support. We appreciate it. Yeah. Give us any feedback on you gonna eat that crust at Gmail or gonna eat that crust at gmail.com.
Thank you all.
Peace.
Yeah.
This ends our podcast.
You've beaten my giant, which means you're exceptionally strong. So you could have put the poison in your own goblet, trusting on your own strength to save you. So I can clearly not choose the wine in front of you.